All right, it's another little video here. It's the first JV edition. Drew Garcia gave me permission to use his swing. We're going to compare it with just still shots of Shohei Ohtani with the Angels and with the Dodgers. All right, first thing we're going to notice with Drew, this is one thing. It's kind of one of my pet peeves. You can see highly bent front arm. Very bent. That's like a 90-degree angle pretty much. Where you can see Shohei Ohtani. It's not barred out, but it's much straighter. Because look, I think we can all agree if your swing is good on contact, that arm, that lead arm should be straight. You can see it right there. So Ohtani's already got his. He starts with his hands away, and then he brings them in, and he's already got his lead arm pretty straight. So all he's got to do is just go basically load and turn and go to the ball. Drew's got two things he's got to do. Since we're going to start with a 90-degree angle, as he's going, he's going to have to start to straighten that arm out before he can make contact, because obviously you do not want to make contact with an arm that's bent like that. All right, so let's go ahead and see what happens with Drew. Let's see if that lead arm's going to get straight. So his front foot's already down. So once again, I've said it a million times. Once your front foot hits, you should not drift forward anymore. I think Drew's going to drift forward a little more. So let's go ahead and see. And creep, 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 creep. All right, so front foot hits, and we're going to creep forward. Now there could be a problem with that, because if you have to creep forward in order to hit, you start creeping, fastball, creeping. You're thinking fastball. Oh, it's curveball. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go back. You're gonna rewind and start creeping again because you're a little off. So that creeping's gonna make it more complicated, because you're creeping for a fastball, but what if it's a curveball? What if it's a changeup? So you really don't want to creep forward like that. Once your front foot hits, your head stays still and you're just turning. You're letting the ball come to you and you're just turning. But let's see that lead arm. So it's still fairly bent, not a 90-degree angle anymore, but still fairly bent. All right, so he's coming through. Oh, let's see that elbow too. So we're gonna go back. Look how high that elbow is. I think the first thing it's gonna do, it's like, that's too high, I want to come down. Boom. Now that looks like a much better, this looks like a more comfortable spot to start. If you want to start with your elbow high, this is high, this is up, but it's not quite as high, because if you start at this high, and some people do, and if it's comfortable, if it works, go for it. But the first thing you got to do is you got to bring it down. So it's coming down, and now we're in more of a position to hit. All right, so now he's coming through. Now I want to show you something. So here it comes. There's him just after contact. See how his elbow's flared out? Look at Ohtani over here. Whenever I tell you guys, look at your triangle or your power V, it doesn't get any better than this. Here's his power V. Front shoulder to his hands, back to the back shoulder, and then the shoulders makes the triangle right there. That's absolutely perfect. So you can see this ball has already left his bat. He made contact right before and as he was rolling over. When you roll over, that's when you got your best bat speed. Now let's see Drew. Now watch. Let's see where he's going to roll over. I'm going to rewind it just a little bit. So Ohtani's power V is exactly where you want it. And since he got it there, it gives you maximum leverage. It gives you maximum bat speed. And that ball probably went 500 feet because of that position he's in. This is the first thing I look at when I look at your swings. Where is your power V? Where's your triangle? So let's see where Drew's is going to be. Where's he going to get his best bat speed? Right before he rolls over. Now what he's going to do is he's going to hold off his top hand release. He's going to hold off on it. He's going to hold it and just hold it. Hold it. Hold it. And now, boom, now he's getting his best back speed to look like maybe hit Tinker over here. Looks like Tinker. So we're getting our best. So this is where his power V is at. Way over here. This is where you want it right here, Ohtani. So you can go back here. So the reason, if you've ever snapped a towel, like you have a towel in your hand and you go, whoosh, whoosh, you can snap people with it. The reason it snaps, if you just go forward, the towel's going to go the same speed as your hand. But once your hand stops, that's where the towel accelerates. Well, it's the same thing with the bat. Once your lead arm stops and you begin to roll over, that's what snaps the bat. That's what accelerates it. But you can see here with Drew, his bat and his hands are going to be going the same speed. Because watch, he's not going to roll over. See, he's holding it off. Let's show it one more time. So you can see after he makes contact, since he does not roll over, he's going to hold off hold off flipping over, that his bat and his hands are going the same speed. They're going the same speed. So that's really slowing down his bat speed. So we really want to get where his power V, his triangles back here like Ohtani's. So look, and also look, see how that elbow's way flared out. Ohtani's in the strongest position you could possibly be in. I could probably put a 20-pound weight on his hands and he could hold it up. Where Drew, once that arm gets away from you or the elbows get away from you, that's a weak position. You can't hold any weight. You want to keep those elbows tight and tucked. Last thing I want to show you, look at Ohtani's hands. Look at this right hand. It is barely holding the bat. I mean, it's barely. You can see his thumb right here. His other finger is like this. It's not a death grip. The easier you hold the bat, the more bat speed you will have and the more power you'll have. So for Drew, I would like for him to start with less bend. You like some bend? Great. But once your front foot hits, that is a lot of bend. We got to get 90 degrees of bend. We got to turn 90 degrees into close to 180. That's a lot of getting rid of bend when we only have like, 4/10 of a second to do it with the balls coming in. So I'd recommend straighten this arm out a little bit, more like Ohtani's, because he's in a position here, front foot down. He's ready to fire. Right here, we have a lot of stuff we still have to do. We still have to straighten out this arm. All right, so that was it. I wanted to show you guys how loose Ohtani holds the bat with both hands, but especially you can see with the right hand here. And I really wanted to show you what I mean by power V. So you can see he's already made contact. The ball is gone. Look at his shoulder. His shoulder is not pulling his head off. He's made contact and his shoulder is like this. So you can see where Drew, when he makes contact, that shoulder is going to be, it's already starting to pull his head off. As you can see his shoulders here, and look where Ohtani's. So this is what we want, and this is what we just need to improve a little bit. All right, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.